everyone, my name is Jessica Whitaker. I'm a photographer based out of New York City, and today's video is my lens collection. Also, I'm the CEO and founder of Build and Bloom, which right now is an online photography community, and we've recently expanded to in-person events as well as networking groups. If you're interested in joining the community online or offline, you can see if we are coming to a city near you by looking down in the description box below. Make sure to follow me over on Instagram, Twitter, and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want more photography videos, tips, and tricks, and make sure that you turn my notifications on. Thank you so much to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. I have been using Squarespace for 2 years now on both of my websites, my personal site, jessicawhitaker.co, as well as my business, buildandbloom.co. I love Squarespace because it's not only very user-friendly, it's all under one roof, so you can have your domain, email, commerce, and website itself. So what are you waiting for? Make your website today. You guys can go to squarespace.com/Jessica Whitaker to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. If you're interested in a more in-depth technical review on each of the lenses, I'll just have the listing down below in the description box. This video is just what I use these lenses for personally in my own photography business. Let's start off with my favorite lens, my Sigma 1.4 35mm art. I love this. It is quite heavy, but it is the perfect lens for me personally when it comes to portraits as well as travel. I like that it is very wide, so if I pass a scene or architecture, or even I want to get a photo maybe indoors somewhere like a coffee shop or a restaurant, I don't have to like scoot back and go out of my way to take a quick pic. This is just the perfect focal length for me. One of the reasons I love this for portraits is that it goes all the way down to 1.4 f-stop. So you have the ability to have that ultra blurred out nice background that a lot of people love for portraits. Even though I usually shoot portraits nowadays at 2.2, I still love that I have that option. This is an overall very good lifestyle lens. I know that a lot of people who maybe found this video not through my channel but through searches, they might think that that's a little bit of a ridiculous statement. I know some people don't like portraits. I don't think it's correct to shoot on a 35 focal length, but for me, honestly, I think it looks fantastic. I know that some people have focusing issues with their Sigma lens. I get this a lot. I do not have focusing issues, and it seems to me, just through the Build and Bloom Facebook group, that it kind of goes one way or the other. It's 50% it does work when you get it in the mail when it arrives, 50% that it needs to be recalibrated. If it doesn't for you, I think that you can just send it back to Sigma and get a replacement. If I had to pick one lens for the rest of my life, I would definitely do the Sigma 35 Art. Okay, so now let's move into the lens that I would suggest to anyone starting out in portrait photography. This is the Canon 50mm 1.4 lens. I have had this, I think, for 5 or 6 years. I don't use it as much anymore because I have damaged it a lot. I was raised in Seattle, and I would take this lens out in the pouring rain, and it works for quite a long time, but once I got the Sigma 35, I realized how ruined this one is. However, the lens itself, before I destroyed it in the rain over all those years, is great. Now, right now, I am filming this video on a 50-1.8 Canon lens. It's my roommate's, and I also think that that is a fantastic option. It's about $150, where this I think is $300. I don't have a preference. I think that both of them is great. I just personally own the 50-1.4. This thing has stayed with me through the years, through thick and thin. I've used it ever since I got my Canon 5D Mark II, and I love it. It's great, but however, it's not the most amazing for travel, in my opinion, with what I like to shoot, because I do find myself having to scoot up quite significantly. It's a bigger ordeal for me to take quicker shots. You definitely have to put a little bit more planning into them, even if it means an extra 2 minutes. That's why I love the Sigma 35 Art, because I can just whip it out and take a quick pic. But I know that a lot of photography isn't like that. It's not that instant in the moment thing. So this is an amazing lens for portrait photography. So also you guys can see the size difference between these two, and also the weight difference is significant. So one is just a little mini guy, and then this guy is like, this is like almost half its size, and this one is probably double in weight. Both of these are great portrait lenses. Alright, so now we are going to talk about my Canon zoom lens, and this is the only zoom lens that I have. I just had a lens hood on it, but for the purpose of this video, I'm going to remove it. So this is the Canon EF 24 105mm lens. I use this when it comes to wedding photography for ceremonies. This is also good in my opinion for filming. I filmed quite a few videos on this, tutorials in my bathroom because it is so wide. Oh, and the f-stop, the f-stop goes down to 4. I honestly don't have too much to say about this lens because I really don't use it that often, and I love prime lenses for portraits. This is way too wide in my opinion for portrait photography, and I wouldn't really zoom into like, you know, 60mm to have a portrait being shot at 0.4 aperture. That is it. That is my lens collection. They're all friends. My favorite of all is my Sigma, and then if I had to suggest to anyone starting out, I would say the 51.4 or the 1.8, what I'm filming on right now. Zoom lens is great, but again, I don't use it that often. I love them so much. I'm really thankful for them. I don't plan to add anything else to my collection anytime soon, to be honest. If I had to, I would probably go with something more extreme, like a 135mm lens for portraits, but I'm really content with what I have. These do the job. They go above and beyond for me, especially the Sigma 35 Art. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that this helped you out somehow. I'm going to have all of these lenses as well as my camera gear linked down below and any other corresponding videos I think you guys might find helpful. Make sure to subscribe for more photography videos, tips and tricks, and turn your notifications on. You guys can find me on Instagram at Jessica Whitaker, Twitter at JessicaLee206. That is my favorite way to interact with y'all. If you ever have questions, you can leave them in the comments below, of course, but Twitter is a great way to get a hold of me. Thank you again to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. If you guys are interested, you can go to squarespace.com/JessicaWhitaker to get 10% off of your first purchase of a website or a domain. I love them, and I'm so thankful that they were able to sponsor this video. It helps me continue to create more free content for y'all. Make sure to join my free photography group, Build and Bloom. It'll be linked down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.